Thank you very much. Do we have some questions? If not, we are moving to Ireland and Julie Garland. Julie, please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're joining from. It's my pleasure to be here. Julie Garland's my name. I am the CEO of AvTrain, where we train and certify drone pilots and operators, and we live by the 3Ds. If it's dull, if it's dirty, or if it's dangerous, then a drone should be doing it. My own background is I'm the founding chair of the Unmanned Aircraft Association in Ireland just over 10 years ago. We set up the UAAI. As part of the UAAI, the Unmanned Aircraft Association of Ireland, we are one of the founding organizations of JEDA, which is the Joint European Drone Associations, where we have 22 member associations from 19 different European member states coming together under an umbrella, and where we lobby EASA, the European Commission. We sit on various different standards bodies, also very proactive in JARIS, and I believe I have my very good friend John Walker online. I'm the vice chair of the industry stakeholders body steering committee, and John is the chair of that. JARIS is a global organization where we look at the rulemaking for the implementation of future regulations that can be adopted by individual countries and member states. And John and myself then look after the industry input into that. It's made up about 70% of aviation regulators from across the world and about 30% from industry itself. So myself and John look after that. My contact details are there for my company, for myself in AvTrain. And my own background is as an aircraft maintenance engineer. Back in the last century, I was an apprentice with Aer Lingus, our national airline. Then went on to become a pilot. I was an airline pilot with Air Aran and CityJet, and CityJet was a subsidiary of Air France. Got to fly the ATR as a captain, training captain, type rating instructor, and also the BAE 146. And I then went on to become a lawyer. So it's those three pillars that we're bringing into advanced air mobility, which traditionally are very siloed in aviation, which is the airworthiness and technical side, combined with the flight operations, and then combined with all the legal stuff and the quagmire that we often find ourselves in when we go to look at both drones and advanced air mobility. So just to talk a little bit about what's going on in Ireland. We are a partner within the U-Space Digital Sky Demonstrator. So U-Space is a particularly European phenomenon. We have our U-Space regulations, and what we're looking at is the management of UAS airspace. So we're looking at having common information service providers, and we're looking at having the ability of U-Space, USSPs, U-Space service providers, provide a service to drones and advanced air mobility, and anybody who wants to operate in lower airspace and coordinate that. So we set up applied for a project called ALU Air through CESAR, which is the Single European Skies Advanced Research Project. And as part of the CESAR funding that we received, nearly 7 million euros worth of funding to set up a digital sky demonstrator out of Shannon. We have a partnership with Collins Aerospace, with Shannon Airport Group, ourselves, Future Mobility Campus Ireland, AirNav Ireland, who are the air navigation service provider. So we've got an airport, an ANSP, regulatory input, a test bed for autonomy, and then we also have a drone operator, which is Mana Drone Delivery, and also Deep Blue then, who look after the kind of dissemination from the project and also the public opinion. So the idea is that towards the end of this year that we'll be building out a digital sky demonstrator to allow for the implementation of U-Space through the U-Space regulations. When we talk about innovation, just mentioned maybe Mana Drone Delivery. Some of you may have heard of them. They are operating in Ireland. They're operating in various other European jurisdictions as well, and expanding into European. They're also operating in Texas with ANRA and Drone Up, Wing, and a couple of others within the Texas environment, looking at the implementation of how do we go about coordinated drone deliveries with multiple operators and looking at an airspace management tool. and ANRA have been facilitating that. MAN are very successful in Ireland. They've over nearly 250,000 flights at this stage in an urban environment, a suburban environment, I should say, where it's about 5,500 people per square kilometre operating BVLOS and delivering coffees or pizza or whatever it is that you actually want into your back garden for your personal drone delivery. So we have actual drone deliveries going on in urban and suburban environments, and they are a real true success story. And everything to do with why we promote Ireland is down to the Mana success story, where Bobby shouts from the rooftop about the positivity around Ireland with a very positive drone regulate or very positive um, aviation regulator, I say, who have facilitated drone operations going back to 2014 when we set up the UAI, and we look towards be the first ever drone register across Europe. Major projects and other initiatives that we're involved in and that Ireland are involved in is we've just been granted Erasmus co-funding, which is a centre for vocational excellence, and there's 5 countries involved in that. There's Ireland, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Turkey involved in setting up this, looking towards the Centre of Vocational Excellence. It's ourselves as AvTrain, it's Future Mobility Campus Ireland, which is a test bed for autonomy, and the University of Limerick. Some of the key changes, legislation, regulatory advancements, and setbacks that we're coming up with are the implementation of SOAR 2.5. So JARIS has published SOAR 2.5. It's being implemented into the EASA regulations. It's a significant change from SOAR 2.0 with the entire identification of how we go about quantifying ground risk changing. As part of JEDA, we're very involved with EASA and the EASA TEB and SAB, so the technical advisory boards and also the stakeholders advisory body, where we're looking towards the EU Commission. And then, as I said, with John, I'm the vice chair of the industry stakeholders body. John is the chair, and I sit on 2 work groups within JARIS as well, which is looking towards SOAR 3.0, so looking towards airspace advancements, and how do we go about getting access to airspace? How do we look at managing risk within airspace? Government initiatives going on in Ireland at the moment. As I said, we're working with Collins Aerospace, and they're setting up an AAM feasibility study stakeholder engagement workshop, where we're trying to bring all of the industry together and looking towards what is it that we need to do in order to advance innovative air mobility, advanced air mobility. We're building out, personally building out a portal for regulatory compliance and digitization of applications for highly complex operations, such as under SORA and under SAIL 3 and SAIL 4 operations. We also do a lot of work within the UK as well. I'm over in London at the moment, and at the UKRI Future Flight Challenge showcase, and looking at how do we go about simplifying applications that may be complex otherwise. So contact details are there. Upcoming events, we've got, those of you who are interested, we do the ANRA Technologies I mentioned, are running the operation in the US at the moment on the airspace management. We're doing the ANRA huddle on the 30th of January. European Drone Forum Exponential Europe is coming to Europe. We'll be over in Dusseldorf on the 19th and 17th to the 19th of February. And then we have Dronapalooza, which is at Future Mobility Campus Ireland, the 28th of May. In conclusion, outlook, I would say the industry generally, not just Ireland, but I would say even globally, it's positive, but it has never grown at the rate we expected it to. When I go back to 10 years ago, and I look at what we'd expected to happen within 5 years, that hasn't happened within 10 years. Opportunities in Ireland is that we've got a very positive regulator who are implementing the regulations to their fullest extent, positive tax regime. We've got good, really super government business supports as well. Challenges, I think the challenges are common as part of JEDA, the Joint European Drone Associations. We've just published a survey. Please go onto our website and take a look at it. And it's really around looking at how the over-regulation of the industry has put a stranglehold on the industry, and also the lack of regulation for the future of advanced air mobility we're suffering from that. Particularly as an Irish perspective, we don't have an OEM based in Ireland, so that has been something that we're still trying to attract into Ireland based on the positivity that we have around what's going on. I do want to reach out and say thanks so much to Dan and the team, particularly Amin, who's looking after all of us today, and all the work that goes into to organizing today. So thank you. They're my details. I really appreciate being here and the invitation and being able to put forward what's going on in Ireland, and wish you the very best for the rest of this evening and tomorrow.